Oh yeah, the first 3 months of quarantine, I was with my primary partner, and they and I don't really want to live together anytime soon, but like we started talking about it, like talking about like in the next like year or so looking into moving in together. And then we were kind of forced to move in together for the pandemic because they lived much closer to my job at the time than I did. And so I stayed with them for the first 3 months of the pandemic, and oof, that was a whirlwind. It almost broke our relationship.
Partner. Mm-hmm. Primary partner meaning that you have other partners as well.
Yeah, I'm polyamorous, so I have multiple partners. Yay!
Yeah,
that's
honestly,
awesome.
I think deep down everybody is polyamorous. I think that it's just the people who choose to accept it or not.
Interesting.
That's kind of how I feel about sexuality too, where everyone's a little bit gay.
I agree 100%. I agree 100%. I think that scientifically, we are not created to be a monogamous or completely heterosexual species. So
there's a great book called Sex at Dawn that makes that argument that basically says that we evolved to live in these tribes where everybody was kind of having sex with everyone, and that there was no need to know whose child was whose, because the tribe raised the children. So the children didn't have like a father. Yeah, they maybe had a mother in the sense that like they knew whose womb they came out of. But in terms of the fathers, all of the men were the fathers. You know what I mean? And all of the women were the mothers, and they all raised them together. And then agriculture came around, and all of a sudden there was this need to like have ownership over your children because you were providing for them on your own. You lived on your own. You had your own resources, and you had to worry about like, you know, if your woman was having sex with other men, you didn't know that they were your children. You didn't want to invest your resources into those children. And all of a sudden monogamy became a thing. And so this book argues that it's like, it's not really our natural state. It's an interesting
I don't think it's our natural state at all. I think that monogamy also is pushed by religion, and it's pushed by the need to control society. So, 1000%. And I don't believe in it.
Yeah, it's the forced nuclear family kind of situation.
Exactly. Which I don't really think as primates, that's not who we are, a forced natural family, nuclear family.
Not at all.
We're not that.
So how many partners do you have right now?
I don't have a primary partner, but I can have sex with anybody I want, which is always good.
Which is always great.
Honestly, I think I put a lot of emphasis into my friends in a way other people don't. I think I've always said there's 4 points of a diamond of satisfaction. You can have emotional satisfaction, you can have companion satisfaction, you can have sexual satisfaction, and you can have life-building satisfaction. And the problem that people make is they try and look for all 4 quadrants to be filled by one person. I could have great companionship, great emotional connection with someone without having sex. And I could have banging sex with someone without having an emotional connection or a companionship connection. It's like, I might not like the same movies as them. I might not want to build my life with them. But if the sex is good, I want to have sex with them for a night. And I think that
1,000%.
If you seek out 100% satisfaction in one quadrant instead of seeking out 30% satisfaction in all 4 quadrants, just have one person, you're going to be a happier person.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. That's good advice.
Oh, yeah. No, I completely agree because every time I've tried to find everything in one person, it's just ended in me being incredibly disappointed. But when I find happiness
and depressed.
Yeah. Oh, 1,000%. But when I look for basically compartmentalization, where I can say, oh, I'm looking for X quality. Like I want someone where I can play video games with them. Okay, cool. Well, I can play video games with this partner, but then with this other partner, we're really kinky. And then with this other partner, I just like see them at parties. And then this other partner, like we go out on like super romantic dates and we're very cuddly, but like we don't do a whole lot of the sex stuff. It's great because then there's never any pressure of feeling like you have to mold somebody into something.
Exactly. And I think our natural way as humans is that we do seem to use these patterns and craft these kind of relationships with our friends. We could say, oh, that's my friend for going out. That's my friend who always has my back. But we just don't do it with relationships, which is stupid because we're conditioned by society that, oh, like you watch these romantic comedies, you could bicker with this person and yet they might still be the one because you have that certain something. There is no one. You could have multiple different people who you have something really special with without them having to own or monopolize your life.
Yes.
I love that. That's awesome. How long have you had that perspective? Is this something that you had early on or did you kind of come to it later in life?
I think I naturally had it early on, and maybe it's just my anti-codependence that I don't need that. And also just my counterculture way and my studying of science and stuff like that. But I've never really been desperate to have a relationship with anybody. And I think in the past 10 years, I've really known that about myself, because 10 years ago when I was talking about polyamory, people were in the dark about it. Everyone looked at me like a weirdo. And now I feel like I'm more conventional than the most of the people out there who practice any lifestyle. So
look at you becoming normal.
Yeah.
The world's catching up with you.
I'm such a normal person. Yeah.
So norm.
Well, what about you, Vivica? When did you start knowing you were polyamorous?
So yeah, kind of a similar situation. I knew as a teenager that monogamy was going to be a strain for me, because I've known since I was 12 that I was bisexual. So like having a relationship with any one person kind of cuts me off from half of my sexuality, right? So
I agree 100%.
Figured when I was like a teenager and still kind of religious and still trying to be monogamous, I was like, okay, so I just have to find a boyfriend who's into having threesomes with women so that I get to play with women, and it's a perfect loophole. But so now I'm just like wait, I could just like have sex with women and not have to have a man present. That's so much better.
So, it's weird. Like, I actually like the group sex. I like having sex with both at the same time.
Oh yeah, no, that's great.
It's great. It's the best of both worlds. And I always knew that. I think being bisexual from a young age, acknowledging being bisexual from a young age, also kind of gave me the same trajectory, where it was like, I knew very early on that a woman would never satisfy me and a man would never satisfy me. Yeah. So it just sort of, it made me know that I would want multiple people in my life.
Yeah, I have to say some of my favorite times is when I've been able to have a situation where multiple partners of mine have been hanging out with me all at once, whether it's like a party or it's my birthday or something, where we all just get together and everybody gets along and everybody knows that like they have some connection to me in like a sexual or romantic capacity, but no one gives a shit. And like everyone just acts like, oh yeah, cool. Who's this like person? Like this person's chill. Because realistically, if like the person that you're dating, right? If I'm dating someone, the likelihood is the next person I date is going to be someone the first person is going to enjoy, because they're going to be somewhat similar.
So you see, one of the problems that I have when it comes to this stuff is that, like, let's say I meet someone like you, and we have so the same mindset that like, oh, like a lot of people are not awakened to this stuff. It's becoming more increasing, but again, a lot of people are not. So if I meet someone like you, it's like I immediately wanted to work out with someone like you so that way you understand. And I think that's sort of the dating pool of people that actually get it is very small. And I think that's something that's been a little troublesome, is because I'll meet someone like you and I'll be like, I need to have this person in my life, blah, blah. And sometimes it's just not right. You know what I mean?
Right. It's not the right fit, but you're just like, but I need it to be the right fit.
Right, but we feel the same way.
All of the things line up.
Well, and then the other thing that I think is really important to me for life building is someone like John, where John in his previous relationship had something that I admire in the fact that they shared the same visions and they wanted to build a life as far as the career goes. And my career is so important to me. It's everything I focus on. So if I had, let's say, a couple like the two of you, who you were invested in what I wanted to do work-wise, and then you still had the polyamorous ideas, and it's like, that's to me is the dream. Dream,
that's just like the whole polycule just working together to make the dream happen. Oh,
tribal living. It's like, you all working together for a common goal, living in the same tribe, stuff like that. So it's tribal living.
I love that. It's a beautiful way of looking at it. How has the pandemic affected your dating life?
Well, I have not. I mean, I was pretty slutty before, and I have not been my promiscuous self. But at the same time, like when I'm home and like I am the king of social distancing to begin with. I do all my work from home, stuff like that. So, so that hasn't really changed stuff. It's like usually if I'm out and stuff like that, I'll find a partner to be with that night. And I haven't really been doing that because I haven't been going out as much. So I haven't noticed it. But then I'll sit there and be like, wow, I've only had sex with 18 partners this year. That's rare. You know what I mean?
Oh my God. Yeah. No, I 100% understand that feeling entirely.
I think that's more than my lifetime count. Just
it's
throwing that out there.
It's absolutely more than your lifetime count.
Is more than your lifetime? No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
Like I said,
Wow.
we come from very, very different backgrounds.
Yeah, he's at
Yes.
about a 10th of the number of partners that I'm at.
Well,
also
tortoise in the
you
hair.
were in a relationship for a very long time.
I've always done serial monogamy. Yeah, I've never really done I've never even done the like single and dating or even like just like hooking up with lots of different people. It's just never been a path for me. Yeah, I don't know. Different strokes.
Well, there are
Baby's
some
first
people
foray into sluttiness.
There are some people who really feel, and I don't think this is you, but there are definitely people out there who feel the need to have that one person just because they're, I'd say, insecure. And I don't think that's you at all. I think that you're a very secure person.
No, I think that absolutely was me. I think that,
Really?
I think that hits the nail on the head, and it's hard to reflect on that and kind of like confront that. But that's what this pandemic and this year has really given me the opportunity to do, is look at myself and what it was that I was seeking out in relationships with people and what I actually needed, you know what I mean? And recognizing that maybe the things that I was pursuing in the past were coming from a place of insecurity or a place of like trying to, you know, replace some, I don't know, childhood vision of what relationships and life is supposed to be, and recognizing that maybe that's not actually a healthy perspective on it. So I've just been taking the time to really just be with myself and you know, spend time with myself and recognize what I need and to prioritize myself and to say that that's okay. It's okay. Cause I don't know. I come from this background of like, you have to live your life for other people, you know, and I've recognized that that's just, it's not a healthy way to be. And being able to simply say, you know, I matter and I am important. If I am not treating myself with love and care and respect, I can't be a good partner for other people. And so that, yeah, I mean, pandemic has been a real blessing for me from that perspective.
And I wouldn't shit on yourself for it, because I think there are more people like you than like me and Vivica, to be honest.
Right.
I think more
sure.
people are conditioned to believe. I mean, that's society's ingraining into your brain that you need to be with that one person, and that if you don't have ownership on that person, then that person doesn't love you.
Thanks for checking out this clip from our show.
To watch more clips or full episodes, click on our profile below.
If you want to stay up to date on all of our new episodes and videos, click subscribe.
And if you have any ideas for future guests or topics that you would like to see us cover on the show,
leave us a message in the comments or connect with us on any of our social media channels at Funtime Program.
or on our website at funtimeprogram.com.
We'll see you in the next one.
Bye-bye.